This is Ken Montfort in 1941. And even then, at the age of 12, he had a keen sense for business. As the Denver Post of that year reported, Ken had just sold this Grand Champion steer for $1,055, realizing a tenfold profit over the $105.50 he'd paid for the calf a year earlier. And he went on from there, becoming one of Colorado's cattle barons, innovating and expanding the state's and the nation's beef industry, and making his fortune in the bargain. And here he stands again, relaxed and sure of himself as only a man of the American West can stand, in front of the business school that he and his family generously supported and that bears his name, the Kenneth W. Montfort College of Business at the University of Northern Colorado. Montfort College is an anomaly in the world of business schools. It doesn't offer PhD or MBA programs, but is focused exclusively on delivering excellent undergraduate programs.
We had graduate programs, undergraduate programs, and the faculty and the administrators got together and they said, you know, what do we want to be when we grow up? We want to be someplace that's different. And they looked around and they said, we don't see anybody else in the state of Colorado that's chosen the undergraduate business market as its niche. And so they began to make plans, and they said, we're going to be the best undergraduate business program in the state of Colorado. Being bigger doesn't always mean being better. And if we were going to make the choice to focus in on this one area, it automatically meant that we were going to sacrifice something in terms of our size, but we felt like that's where we could build quality the greatest.
The college could and did build that quality, and today the school stands tall. The Kenneth W. Montfort College of Business was recognized with a 2004 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. Dean Alexander credits the school's strategy of high touch, wide tech, and professional depth.
It means that every single class is going to be taught by a qualified faculty member. Since we don't have graduate programs, then we're not tempted to put graduate students in the classroom as well.
Chapter 7 is going to extend the topic of financial statement analysis from Chapter 6.
On the bottom line, high touch means small class size, professors who are accessible to their students, lots of personal attention and mentoring.
And with the level that is going to be demanded so that we still have at least 7,000 extra each quarter.
High touch directly translates into student satisfaction, where Montfort Business College ranks in the top 1% nationally among 171 comparable institutions.
Discuss it, interpret it how you think it should be interpreted, and come up with an answer.
Wide tech means exposing students to the technologies that they will encounter and must master in the business world.
Most business schools today, I think, train their students, if you're in a business environment, they're going to learn basics such as the Microsoft Office suite. So you've got Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We still do that, but we feel like we want our students to be able to know some things that will give them a differential advantage when they get into the marketplace. And so for our finance students, for example, one of the software databases that we provide for them is something called Bloomberg, which is found primarily on Wall Street. And it's a very expensive product, but we felt like it was important that our students had access to technologies like that went above and beyond what a normal business program would provide.
And if you're looking at trying to keep it above 3,
oh yeah, they're way healthy.
they're very healthy.
Last week, we set up all the various allocations. Now what I want to do today is make sure that you're all comfortable with the numbers. And let's start off with the asset allocation.
And this is where the professional depth comes in. Professor Lee Corrins represents the Montfort Executive Professor Program that brings regionally or nationally known senior executives to campus, not only as guest lecturers, but to teach complete courses. Professor Corrins, a former senior Wall Street executive, brings lifelong, hands-on experience to the table. And for some added professional depth, the stock trading in this classroom is not just make-believe. Professor Corrins' students are investing real money, buying and selling real securities with real losses and real gains.
About 12 years ago, they started this class with a donation from the Montfort Foundation of $250,000, which was added to in a couple of subsequent years, for the express purpose of juniors and seniors in finance, getting an opportunity to run a really active portfolio in the marketplace, to get experience with doing that. And since the inception, about a dozen years ago, that portfolio is now, as you see today, worth almost $1,100,000.
Professor John Kleinbell was one of the originators of the program.
Many universities, and I've talked to a lot of schools over the years, and they run into a lot of resistance because their administration is concerned about taking the chance, taking that risk. But if you don't take the risks, you never get the quality or the returns you expect. And I wanted them to have the actual real responsibility, because it changes the whole nature of the learning experience when they have that responsibility. Because all of a sudden they start sweating, staying up nights, thinking about what's going on, and really trying to apply the concepts.
One attack that we captured is a spam attack. Does anybody know why a attacker would want to attack our server with the spam?
Here's another example of professional depth. A class on computer and network security. Students learn not just how to use networked computer environments, but how to defend them against computer viruses and worms, Trojan horses, and denial-of-service attacks.
London and over to Dusseldorf. So in this case, the IP address or the person who's actually trying to launch an attack against our servers in Greeley is initiating the attack from somewhere over in Europe, in Germany, in that area. So
from here, a straight line leads to one of Montfort's central values, ethics. Personal ethics, professional ethics at the school, and ethics in the business world. Here, too, the school's patron, Kenneth W. Montfort, serves as a role model. Dick Montfort is Kenneth Montfort's son and chairman of the Board of Trustees, University of Northern Colorado.
I think the school tries to educate their kids in all the facts that they need and all the financial tools they need and all the management tools, but I think they send them out with the fact that you're going to have to do this on your own, you're going to have to use your head, you're going to have to be a businessman, you're going to have to be an entrepreneur, and here's the skills, but more than that, use your head and use your common sense. And be honest. I think that's one thing that anybody that ever dealt with my dad would say. He was the most honest man there ever was. And I think a lot of those traits, I don't know how they got installed in the school, but I see that.
Also, as part of the Baldrige framework, Montfort College strives to be agile, highly responsive to its stakeholders.
And we have to write down the concepts and topics that the class covers and the rationale and what kind of outcomes students are supposed to get after taking this course, and all these questions. So this is
the school has drastically reduced its cycle time to launch new courses, enabling it to respond within a few months to student and employer demand for new courses to enhance the preparation and skills of graduates.
So all in favor of BAMK 471, assuming that the numbering system is approved?
Aye.
Aye. Well, a big concern of mine is they really need to determine the needs of the students, and I think that really comes down on the college student governments, and being that we're the only college student government, I think we should really stay informed on this.
The college's strategic management process is a multi-step, systematic process aligned and integrated with its mission, vision, and values. Faculty, administration, students, and stakeholders participate in its shared governance structure.
I think we're going to see much of an effect.
The students meeting here under Kenneth W. Montfort's portrait, the Student Representative Council, are an important and empowered part of that leadership structure. And everything is measured all the time. Key indicators are continuously monitored. Students, faculty, parents, alumni, employers are frequently polled, and the results are graphed, charted, evaluated, and fed back into the college's processes and plans, both day-to-day and long-range.
Okay, I've just handed around the ETS results for the fall. Just to refresh your memory, here's what we've done over about the last decade, and as you can see, we are in process for spring and fall of this year. We're in the top 5% in the country.
The Administrative Council, ADMC, consisting of deans and department chairs, serves as Montfort's primary mission review group and functions as a communications conduit between faculty and the deans. The deans and the ADMC also are active in communicating and meeting with university partners and suppliers to strengthen relationships between these partners. Most important, the Administrative Council reviews results and organizational performance and translates the results into hands-on, nimble, proactive plans and decisions.
What's worth looking at is how we're doing in each of the assessment areas and for each major.
The results that Montfort College of Business achieves are remarkable and speak for themselves. Its students score in the top 10% on nationwide standardized exit exams. A 2004 survey of 171 business schools shows Montfort in the top 10% nationally in 10 of 16 student satisfaction measures. 98.3% of 2002-2003 graduates are employed full-time or are full-time graduate students. In 2003 and 2004, full-time student tuition was 45% below the national average. Ken Monfort, cattleman, businessman, entrepreneur, he loves success. He would have loved to be there when the college that bears his name was honored with the Baldrige Award. His son, Dick Montfort, has the last word.
It's a great school. He actually loved teaching here. They would ask him to teach classes, and he didn't get a book out and explain how you do things. He let the minds of the students go, so he'd be very, very proud of this. He would shoo-shoo it, but he would be very proud of it.